What's up, everybody? Giancarlo here. I said in the last video I wanted to start making more videos, so here we go. Here we have Shenron, the Eternal Dragon, the new secret rare just now revealed yesterday from set 21. And I actually think this card is nutty. I think there's a lot of cool cheese you can pull off with it. As a secret rare, you do have to compete with the Vegeta secret rare, which is a hard ask of any card because that Vegeta is insanely strong. But this Shenron does have some really cool stuff it can pull off. So let's go over the effect. It's Ultimate Deflect, can't attack. For every card in your Z energy and drop, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, which means it can cost a minimum of 3, which is pretty cheap for a secret rare. I mean, think about, Vegeta cost 4. This is 1 less, basically. Once per turn, activate main if your leader is red. Choose 1. Play up to 1 mono red battle card from your drop. That's a super powerful effect. No restrictions, no limits, doesn't matter. Just play 1. That's pretty crazy. Choose up to 1 of your mono red battle cards. It gets plus 10k power and triple attack for the turn. That is a very powerful effect if you already have something established that can attack well. The first thing that comes to mind is the Rush Attack Vegeta. Just getting a basically you get 4 total attacks, most of which are double strike, and they all combo a card. So big ass double strike attacks going at your leader. Then choose all your opponent's leaders, battle cards, and unisons, ignoring barrier. Those cards get negative 15 for the turn. So a little bit of a board clear, a little bit of a unison clear, and the most important one, the leader. Your opponent's leader is probably a 0 at this point, meaning every tiny little 1-drop you have can go in. Every card you have previously established is crazy. This is an insane effect. Now, the cool thing about this Shenron is that it's an activate main. That means if this card survives, then holy shit, you get this effect twice. So, turn 1, you can play it and get your big, powerful boss monster from the drop. And then the turn 2, if it survives, you can either neg your opponent's leader, or you can give your big, powerful boss monster plus 10 triple attack. So this is a very powerful card. Obviously, decks that currently exist, like Red Sin, Red Gogeta GT, they could utilize this very well. But that's not really what I want to talk about. Those are kind of obvious, and those are a little bit boring. I want to talk about some more of the fun cheese we can do, and we'll get into that. Another cool thing is that this plays around not violent rays, but dirty burst very well. And if you ask how, it's when you do the activate main, your opponent has to dirty burst. Before you pick your target, right? So you go activate main, you have a response, they go dirty burst, and you go, okay, I'll get a 4-drop instead. That way I can attack under the dirty burst. If they don't dirty burst, well, okay, then I can just get my card and I can attack you with it. So it's pretty cool. That interaction's cool. You might not get the card you wanted, but you still get to attack under the dirty burst, which very strong effect. So anyway, like I said, we have Gogeta and Sin, but again, this is boring. Like, we know these are obvious. We can go over them a little bit though. Basically, any deck can play this Gogeta now. You just combo with it, put it in your drop, and at some point, your Shenron's gonna play this card. That is kind of insane. This is, although it won't be able to attack active mode battle cards, you can still clear the board of anything that's in rest mode. You can still knock a bunch of super combos out of your opponent's hand, and then it's still a blocker. And then it places itself back in the drop area. So again, if your Shenron survives, you just get to play it and do it again. And again, the craziest thing about Shenron is that it's an activate main, meaning as soon as it survives 1 turn, if you get a second turn with Shenron on the board, then yeah, that's crazy. And of course, we have the Omega, just big ass attacker, 35k triple strike that has a really good activate battle of just being able to clear things, or just kill chumps, kill unisons. Anyway, these are obvious, right? So I just wanted to talk about a little bit of the cheese we can pull off with the deck. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to really crack this. I think these are some of the things that come to the forefront of my mind when I read the Shenron Secret Rare. But here's just some of the cool things that some leaders get buffed, right? And I just want you guys to keep in mind that red has these extra cards. They have Is That All You Got and Violent Rays. So at any point, if I want to put a card in my drop and it's a 1 energy 10k combo, I can just negate with one of these and use their effects to discard that 1 drop 10k. The 1 energy 10k. So it's not that hard to get them into the drop area to fuel Shenron. These, we have 2 really cool Freeze's Army leaders. Broly the Awakened Demon, Broly swap. Can search a 1 cost, so it's not going to be hard to get this Indomitable Emperor into the drop. And then, of course, we have Prison Frieza, as we lovingly call it. When it's attacked by a battle card, you can discard a Frieza's Army to negate that attack. So it won't be that hard to put this Indomitable Emperor into the drop. As for its effect, it's a 30k crit. If your leader is a red Frieza's Army card, and your opponent can't play battle cards with 30k power or less unless they choose 4 cards in their life and place them in the drop area as they play the battle card. Holy shit, that is a very oppressive effect. You're going to need something like a Realm of the Gods, a max power Kamehameha to deal with this card. And yeah, if you don't have an out, you just lose. The fact that you can just play this for 3, really like for free, but you can just play it for 3 because you're playing the Shenron and then you're playing this is pretty insane. Prison Frieza got a lot of tools this set. It's something I'm looking into building just for fun. I played Prison Frieza at locals right before the Violent Rays got hit. The Violent Rays errata right before Nationals, just for fun, and it was a lot of fun. It got a lot of tools this set to buff it a little bit, and then this is some cool cheese you can do in the Broly deck. You can switch from an aggro strategy to this now control strategy. You thin out your opponent's hand a little bit, and then you end on Golden Frieza and just try to control the rest of the game from that point. So pretty cool. Again, these are some of the more unique, cool things we can do rather than just play Gogeta 8. And honestly, I think probably just play Gogeta 8 is the best course of action, but these are some cool, fun things you can do. Then we have Yamcha, a leader that's near and dear to my heart. Really like the Yamcha leader. The cool thing about him is when this card attacks, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 red card among them to your hand, place the remaining card in the drop, and this card gets +5. So what that means is Yamcha can just naturally mill any target he wants. Not only does that put it in the drop, but it then fuels that effect for Shenron that where you need 10 cards, where for each card in your drop, it reduces 1 energy. So you get 7 cards in your drop or Z energy. Now Shenron costs 3. And while I'm fueling my drop, I get to place these big bodies. There is also a new promo coming out in the next regional set that also supports the Yamcha deck. So it could be back to tier fun with Yamcha. Instead of tier garbage, it could be back to tier fun. Okay, and these are just some options. We have Gogeta Critical Combination. It's a dual attack triple strike. That's a pretty cool card to play for free. This Goku Savagery Awakened is a card that works with Yamcha's second auto. If you have a Unison in play, when your opponent takes damage from a non-keyword skill on your battle or Unison, deal 1 damage to your opponent's turn. Deal 1 damage to your opponent, then negate this skill for the turn. So you could play this Goku, place 2 cards from your life in the drop. When this card is played, deal 1 damage to your opponent. This deals the damage, Yamcha deals the damage. That's 2 damage right there. If your opponent's at 2 life, you win the game. Both Shenron and this Goku have deflect. The only problem is that's a very hefty cost. You have to be at 3 or more life, and your opponent has to be at 2 or less life. So it's a play. I think we end up maybe playing one of these Gokus and just calling it that. If my opponent's at 2 life and I play Goku, I just win. I'm okay with that. We have Goku Spirit Bomb Absorb. It's a triple strike barrier. That's it. You just play it. Triple strike barrier. That's pretty fucking good. They're 30k. We have 6 drop Broly. Basically, it's when this card is played, you get its effect to randomly warp 3 cards from your opponent's hand. Just when it's played. It doesn't. You play it off Shenron, warp 3 cards, then you get a 35k crit double strike. That's pretty strong. We also have Triple Flash. It is simply when this card is played, draw 2. So 30k, triple strike, draw 2. Just strong. These are all strong. These are just options. There are, of course, other options that you could play. I just wanted to highlight These are some of the options you can play on Yamcha. Again, I do think that it's just Gogeta GT. That's just the one I want. That's the one I want to play. Play it, swing 35k. Can't use effects. It's crazy, right? That's a crazy card, but that's boring. Here we have some more cool cheese stuff. You know what I mean? And then finally we have Bulma. We've seen Bulma in the past play this Gogeta engine, this technique Unchained, but now we might have a better path to this Fusion Onslaught. The reason you didn't ever really play this Fusion Onslaught card was because he's just too slow. Like you have to play a 5-drop, evolve a 5-drop, then evolve 8. It's too slow. You know, we didn't really see this that much in Bulma before. But the cool thing is now the Shenron can just play this 6-drop, which lets you just play the 8-drop, and this all is free after you play the Shenron. The reason you want to play it is we'll go over their effects, right? First, the 8-drop is when a card evolves into this card, if there are no battle cards in play in your opponent's battle area, choose up to 2 of your opponent's life and place them in the drop, and then you can't play this card again. So the reason that's cool is because Bulma has a ton of removal. You have Baby Unison, you have Videl, you have Galactic Explorers, you have Rush Attack Vegeta, and then of course this Gogeta Technique Unchained. You know, when this card or one of your opponent's battle cards attacks, choose one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets negative 20k for the battle if you do negate the skill for the turn. So this also clears something. It could be as simple as +1, absorb something with Baby Unison, attack with this Gogeta, kill something else, evolve into this Gogeta, and now you get to crit 2 of your opponent's life. And that, I think, is pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. I think it's pretty cool. You know, this card can also, just kill a bunch of battle cards. This can attack battle cards in active mode, and then when this card attacks a battle card, switch it to active mode. It just says when it attacks. So you can basically attack battle cards as much as you want, much like the other 8-drop Gogeta, and just clear the board for free. So just pretty cool. I think we've seen Bulma play this engine before. I think maybe we could try to revisit it because it's cheesy. I like it. Of course, is it the best? No, probably not, but it's fun here. I just wanted to bring up some of the cool cheese we could do with the deck. You know what I mean? So I think there are other options. I know people are excited about this There's a Vados card. That plays aliens from the deck. That's pretty interesting. So, there's a lot of cool stuff we could do here. And we just have to kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? Because there's like a Garlic Jr. build I have in my mind that plays 1-star ball to discard Vados. And then later we can bring back Vados with Shenron, and then Vados can get us a bunch of veggies, and the veggies all play each other. And now we're playing this really silly deck that it has some gas to it. But anyway, that's some of the cool stuff you can do with the new Shenron leader. Shenron Secret Rare. If there's anything you guys thought of, just go ahead and comment. We can talk about some other cool strategies, but that is a few strategies that came to the forefront of my mind when I saw this leader. Everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll have more videos coming out soon.